It was a beautiful day when I stopped into a rock-bottom restaurant for a quick lunch. The place was jammed. I didn't have much time, so I was happy to grab the one stool they had available at the bar. A few minutes after I sat down, a young man carrying a tray full of dirty dishes hurried by on his way to the kitchen. Out of the corner of his eye, he noticed me, stopped, came back, and said, "Sir, have you been helped?" "No, I haven't," I said, "but I'm in a bit of a hurry. But all I really want is a salad and maybe a couple rolls." "I can get you that, sir. What would you like to drink?" "I'll have a Diet Coke, please." "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We have Pepsi products. Would that be all right?" No thanks," I said with a smile. "I'll just have water with lemon, please." "Great, I'll be back." He disappeared. Moments later, he returned with the salad, the rolls, and the water. I thanked him, and he was quickly gone again, leaving me to enjoy my meal, a satisfied customer. Suddenly, there was a blur of activity off to my left. The wind of enthusiasm blew behind me, and then, over my right shoulder stretched the long arm of service, delivering a 20-ounce bottle, frosty on the outside, cold on the inside, of, you guessed it, Diet Coke. "Wow," I said. "Thank you." "You're welcome," he said with a smile, and hurried off again. My first thought was, hire this man. Talk about going the extra mile. He was clearly not your average employee. And the more I thought about the outstanding thing he'd just done, the more I wanted to talk to him. So as soon as I could get his attention, I waved him over. "Excuse me, I thought you didn't sell Coke," I said. "That's right, sir, we don't." "Well, where did this come from?" "The grocery store around the corner." I was taken aback. "Who paid for it?" I asked. "I did, sir. Just $1." By then I was thinking profound and professional thoughts like, cool. But what I said was, come on, you've been awfully busy. How did you have time to go get it? Smiling and seemingly growing taller before my eyes, he said, "I didn't, sir. I sent my manager." I couldn't believe it. Was that an act of empowerment or what? I'll bet we can all think of times we would love to look at our boss and say, "Get me a Diet Coke." What a great image. But beyond that, his actions paint a marvelous picture of personal accountability and the question behind the question. We'll go into the specifics of the QBQ in the chapters to come, but for now let's take a look at my server's thinking and the choices he made. It was the lunch rush. Carrying a full tray, he was already busy with plenty to do. But instead of using these facts as reasons or excuses to continue on to the kitchen, he noticed a customer who, though not in his section, looked like he needed some attention, so he decided to do what he could to help. I don't know what was in his mind at that moment, of course, but faced with a similar situation, many people would have asked questions like these. Why do I have to do everything around here? Who's supposed to be covering this area anyway? When is management going to provide us with more products? Why are we always so short-staffed? When are the customers going to learn to read the menu? It's understandable that someone would feel and think that way, especially when frustrated, but the truth is that these are lousy questions. They're negative and they don't solve any problems. Throughout the rest of the audiobook, we'll refer to questions like these as incorrect questions or IQs, since nothing positive or productive comes from asking them. They're also the complete opposite of personal accountability, because in each one the implication is that someone or something else is responsible for the problem or situation. Unfortunately, though, they're often the first thoughts that come to mind. It's a sad fact that when most of us are faced with a frustration or challenge of some kind, our initial reaction tends to be negative and defensive, and the first questions that occur to us are IQs. The good news is this. That moment of frustration also presents us with a tremendous opportunity to contribute, and the QBQ can help us take advantage of it. The moment the IQs pop into our heads, we have a choice. We can either accept them, yeah, when are we going to get more help around here? Or reject them, choosing instead to ask better, more accountable questions such as, what can I do to make a difference? And how can I support the team?